You know that you need to make a change. You know that you should act differently. But when you wake up in the morning, you default to behaviors that keep you trapped in a cycle that you know you don't want to be in, yet you continue to choose it. This is a constant internal battle. It's draining you of energy, it's distracting you from your dreams, and it's limiting you from reaching your potential. My name is Grant, and I help overwhelmed fitness enthusiasts reclaim their strength, athleticism, and physical freedom through a fun, challenging, and creative movement practice called smoov. Now, a lot of my work focuses on the physical component of the human experience, and that's why many of you subscribe to this channel. But honestly, a lot of this stuff circles back to behavior change. This means guiding and supporting people as they take actions that are more aligned with their goals and their vision for their lives. And that's an intertwined web of the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life. So in this video, I'll be sharing the biggest problem that I see keeping people in the cycle of fighting themselves and preventing them from actually growing. I've personally fallen into this trap plenty of times, and I see it all the time in working with people who want to grow, but just can't seem to get unstuck. So if you want to grow, change, develop, evolve, whatever word you want to use for it, stick around. I will break down the problem and provide you with 2 simple action steps that will support you in getting out of this battle with yourself so you can get back into the groove of growth. If you like what I'm sharing already, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for the support. Let's start this video off with a clip. I posted this to my Instagram story a couple of weeks ago, hitting on some topics and problems related to health and fitness, so I think you'll find it relevant and insightful. There are no problems with the bro split. There are no problems with any method of working out. If it works for you, great. But here is the problem, and the problem that I've gone through many times in my past 15, 20 years of exercise, and I see a lot of other people going through it too. Doing something that is no longer working for them, because everyone else is doing it, because it's science-based and some sort of talking head told you that you need to do it, or because it's what you've known and what you've always done, and so you're going to continue to do it, even though it may not be serving you anymore. That's the problem. Now, this particular problem impacts people in a lot of different ways. We've got the obvious ones like pain, injury, burnout, losing the capacity and capability to do the things that you want to do in your life, do the things that you have to do in your life. But there's one that is not so obvious, and this one may be impacting you on a really deep level. Knowing that what you're doing, the actions you're taking, are no longer serving you, and still taking those actions. That is constant friction with yourself. You're acting in ways that are in direct opposition with yourself, with your intuition, what you truly know. And this creates a lot of stress and a lot of tension. Now, the reason I have so much clarity around this, particularly right now, is because I'm going through it. Not so much with my movement practice and my exercise routine. I love that stuff. I love what I've found. I love what I continue to create and discover. But I'm going through it in some different areas of my life. So it is a challenge, but it's also a massive opportunity to step into the unknown, to step into possibility. So if you find yourself in conflict, whether it be with your exercise routine or different things going on in your life, it's going to get louder. It's going to get bigger. It's going to really start to take over your head, space in your mind, unless you choose to do something about it. Now, I laid this out pretty simply in the context of health and fitness, but this can and does apply to all aspects of your life. Here's the problem. You are comfortable in the thoughts, beliefs, and actions that you're familiar with. Familiarity is safe, so you play it safe. And you continue in this loop of thoughts, beliefs, and actions that have a known result, even though you know the result is a reality that you don't want to be living in. I've been there, 19 years old, in a cycle of constantly going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, doing things that were putting me in pain, knowing that this was not what I needed anymore. And yet I continued to do it. 27 years old, working at a job that I knew I didn't want to be at, being in a relationship that had run its course and was trying to hold on, even though I knew it was over. And now at 33 years old, going through it again, it's a lot more subtle, but I noticed these habits, these actions, they no longer serve me. So here's what I found in my experience. If you know that you need to make a change and you ignore this, eventually that internal noise gets super loud. And this can manifest in a lot of different ways. Pain, insomnia, mental and emotional breakdowns, depression, weight gain, weight loss. I could keep listing off stuff here, but you get the picture. And until you build up the courage to listen to that voice that's begging you to change, to notice those signals in the body that are screaming at you to pursue a different reality, it's just going to get louder. It's just going to get worse. It's just going to get more stressful and weigh on you more and more and more. So what's the solution? Well, you've been operating in the known. So you've got to embrace the unknown, where all your potential resides. Is it scary? Yeah, because it's unfamiliar. But ask yourself, if I have the same thoughts, beliefs, and actions for the next 10 years, what does my life look like? What's scarier, that reality or the reality that holds all of your potential? This is a choice. You choose, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, which reality you're creating. So how can you start building the reality that you truly want? Let's jump into some action items that you can start taking today. I recommend you take some notes if you can. There's some valuable stuff in here that you're going to want to revisit. You can always watch the video back, but take those notes if you can. So one of the reasons why people are so afraid of the unknown is because it's so big and open-ended. The first step is to get some accuracy on the reality that you want to create. And this is helpful in shrinking that massive space into what you want to be paying attention to. Start with these 3 questions. Number 1, who do I want to be? What are my thoughts, feelings, beliefs, principles, and values? If you're watching this channel, I'd say a common value that we share is health. So a thought might be, how can I nourish myself through food or movement? If I live by the value of health, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling capable, I'm feeling open and expressive. I believe that harmony between the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspects of my life will ultimately lead to greater health. Number 2, what actions does this version of me take? This version of me hydrates first thing in the morning, moves the body, opens, stretches, feels things out, goes to the grocery store, buys healthy food, goes to sleep at a reasonable hour. And the third and final question is, what does this version of me have because of who I am and what I do? Because I'm focused, I have more time and energy. I can use that time and energy to spend with my loved ones. I'm showing up with integrity in all aspects of my health, which allow me to show up with integrity in my work. And therefore I have a successful career. I have nice balance and harmony in all aspects of my life. And I get to do the things that I love to do because I'm physically capable of doing that. So just some examples there. Think of this as your dream. Now, these are some tough questions that may be hard to answer, especially if you're really stuck in a rut. So if that's the case, you can also go nightmare mode. This can be a good place to start, and it's also a hard look in the mirror. So number 1, who do I not want to be anymore? I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to be a flake. Number 2, what actions do you want to stop taking? I don't want to binge drink on the weekends anymore. I don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore. I want to stop doom scrolling on my phone all the time. And number 3, what do I currently have that I don't want anymore? I don't want this job anymore. I don't want this pain in my back. Man, these are hitting home for me. That is nightmare mode. And honestly, it could be helpful to get accuracy on your dream and nightmare. The big key here is that you get clarity on where you want to go, or at the very least, get clear on what you want to leave behind. Now you've got a North Star, something to orient your course to. This is very important. It does not need to be perfect. Just enough accuracy to know what you're moving towards. The second step is taking very small steps every single day based on those actions you said your ideal self would be taking. You want to gain momentum, consistency, and experience here. Start with 1 to 3 easy actions for 1 month, then build from there. So let's say you've been eating out a bunch. Focus on cooking 3 meals a week. Instead of saying you're going to do 3 2-hour workouts during the week, focus on doing 3 30-minute workouts. Maybe just going for a walk. Let's say you've fallen out of touch with your friends. Have an hour or 2 block where you simply text and call your friends to check in on them and build those relationships. Just some examples. I want you to find stuff that is truly meaningful to you and where you want to end up. And that's it. 2 steps, but you repeat those steps. Allow your vision, your dream to inform your actions. I want to be this person, so I'm going to take these actions. Then allow the experience through taking action to sharpen your vision. When you take action, you're going to better understand what you want and what you don't want, which is going to provide more accuracy for your vision. The more you do this, the more clear you'll get on the reality that you want to create. And then at some point, it's going to get so clear that you'll realize that you're actually living that reality. And when you reach that point, it's time to do it all over again. What makes you uncomfortable? What's the unknown? What can you go for? Because you just made something happen. You might as well keep on going. Now, this may seem like an oversimplification of that process because it is. This journey is going to be confusing and challenging, and you're going to reorient all the time. You're going to make mistakes. It's part of the process. But it really is this simple, or at least it can be if you choose to believe that it truly is that simple. I want you to know that this video is as much for me as it is for you. As I've said earlier, I've fallen into that trap of familiarity plenty of times, wasting my energy and power on a reality that I didn't enjoy and wasn't serving me anymore. And when we face those moments in our lives, it can seem like it's the end of the world. But it's the beginning of something so much greater. That is, if we choose it to be. Thanks for watching. If this was valuable for you, please let me know what you gained from it in the comments below. If you want to check out my work with Smoov, programs and membership links below. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, there's an application in the description below. Fill that thing out and I will be in touch. That was quite the ride. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you next time. Stay smooth.